I think what's important to do is just kind of look at the other fixtures in 29 as they stand and break down, well, what if they were on? And some of them are really easy to look at. So if City and Brighton are on, you ain't getting rid of your City players. If Liverpool or Everton is on, you're not going to want to get rid of Liverpool players.
No.
And it also kind of rules out wanting Brighton and Everton players, respectively. If Manchester United and Sheffield United goes on, you're not going to want Sheffield United players. You may well want to dive into Manchester United players. They're a really interesting one. I think if Forest beat United, then Sheffield United definitely goes on.
Yeah.
And that's the sort of one where people I just won't be able to get there, I think.
Yeah.
Particularly with United playing away to Manchester City in game week 27.
Yeah, it's awkward timing, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. 28 fixtures good, but a lot of people's focus on 28 will be on Bournemouth and Luton. Now, obviously, if Manchester United do play in 29, then Luton can't.
Yeah.
So that might change the narrative around Luton. But that means I think there's a few teams that you can rule out. Some of the others, such as Newcastle against Palace, I think you'd have a preference for Newcastle players. Might also be awkward to get to them. Wolves against Bournemouth, you'd argue because it's at Molyneux, you'd have a preference for Wolves. That would be the case for the free hitters, but not for those planning through.
Yeah, because of
you're going into Bournemouth in 28. If you've got the extra game in 29, then it's almost steaming to Bournemouth in game week 28. So there's certain teams I think we can eliminate basically from our thinking. There's 3 teams who I can't make any case to buy over this period at all, even if they end up playing in 29.
One of them?
You can guess all 3 of them if you want, mate.
I'd struggle with all 3, but one's Chelsea.
Yep.
Yeah, because I'm looking at getting rid of
Doesn't
Palmer.
mean you have to sell Palmer, but in terms of buying, I can't see why you would.
Yeah, and who's the other 2?
Everton and Sheffield United.
Sure.
So less relevant. And again, it doesn't mean, if you're sitting there with Branthwaite or McAtee, you've not got to get rid of these guys. These guys will probably be useful for you in 26, particularly, right? But in terms of investing in those teams new, nah. I'd add one more on the caveat that if they don't end up playing in 29, then there's no reason to buy, in my opinion, and that's Newcastle.
Okay.
It's the timing of it. The fact that you'd arguably want to invest in them in 26 and to go to Arsenal.
Yeah.
Otherwise, in the other weeks, I think you start looking at other things.
Yeah.
And I keep thinking, even if they do play at Palace in 29, if you're investing in players playing in 29 and you're doing it in 27, you're still way more likely to invest in Tottenham than Newcastle.
Yeah.
I think.
To be fair, though, Wolves, I get what you're saying, but Wolves, Chelsea, Palace, if it happens, isn't the worst 3.
No, it's not. But if you're at that point and you're judging by a Newcastle player there or a Tottenham player,
you're going to go Tottenham.
I think you're going to go to Tottenham player.
I agree, yeah.
Now, that might not necessarily be the case, particularly I get the appeal of Anthony Gordon, but then it will be a home game in 27, 2 away games in 28, 29. I saw FPL Focal posted on Wednesday that Gordon is the 3rd highest scorer in home games.
What, in the whole
in
game?
FPL. They said, you will not believe that Douglas Luiz is in the top 2.
Is he actually?
Yeah.
Well, he's one of my planned transfers, so
and they are
I like
away
that.
in game week
Never mind.
29. I think it's a good idea and understanding to get a point of understanding sort of when to and when not to buy certain teams. So, for example, I've just used the example of I can see people wanting to buy Tottenham in 27 at the moment.
Looking at that.
And that picture may well change in the build-up to that week because that midweek before 27 is the FA Cup 5th round and also the quarter-final draw for those who are looking to run beyond game week 29. And so it might change in terms of what people want. But although you might want to target Tottenham in 27, I cannot make the case why you would want to buy one now when there are 4 other teams who've got a double game week and Tottenham have got a blank game week next week.
Yeah, I'm on the same path.
As good as you might feel, Richarlison or Son looks great this week, I don't know why you would do it.
Yeah, but I think we're both quite similar in the way we play fixtures, right? So I think that's probably why I think quite similarly to you on that.
You're just going to give yourself a potential headache going into the next one, aren't you?